Happy Monday and welcome into South Florida Daily. I'm Kate Monahan.
And I'm Megan Hayes. We hope you had a fantastic weekend. It is time to show you around South Florida.
Coming up on today's show, we go back in time. A look at significant locations and historical buildings in the Palm Beaches is coming your way.
Frank Licari takes a swing in Delray Beach. We go behind the scenes of the Delray Beach Open.
But first, a look at a special event hosted by the Black Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County. Here's what's poppin' PBC with Kitty London.
Palm Beach County Convention Center is a place where many events are held in the county. And tonight, the Black Chamber of Palm Beach County is hosting their annual Ascension Awards, where the best Black businesses are celebrated. It's an exciting night for the nominees, and I'm excited too because I am hosting. Let's meet a few people who are behind this amazing event. I am so excited to be hosting the 11th annual Ascension Awards hosted by the Black Chamber of Commerce for Palm Beach County. And I'm even more excited to be with the past president. I hate to say that because I know you had a great run. You've done a lot for the community. But just can you let us know why it's so important for these events to happen?
Right,
here?
so I've been in Palm Beach since 2008, and I can say unequivocally that this is the best assembly of Black-owned business and talent anywhere in the county. And
Yes.
I've been in a lot of events, and you have the most talented, successful business owners here tonight. And the Black Chamber, we're in the business of celebrating excellence, and we believe that if no one else will recognize it, we know that we will recognize one another.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've been so delighted about, Kitty, is that I've been told by business owners that after they were featured here,
Wow.
their business exploded.
Nice.
Because more people knew about their business, and that was an opportunity to be showcased within the community. So we're very, very pleased about this event.
We just heard from the past president of the Black Chamber of Palm Beach County. Now I am speaking to the current president. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How excited are you about tonight's event?
I am tremendously excited because we get to celebrate the best in business in Palm Beach County. These are small Black businesses, larger businesses, supporters of Black-owned businesses, and this is the opportunity for us to showcase them. I'm big on Black excellence, and this is the opportunity to highlight that tonight.
And one question, so if you have not made it here tonight, I know you're gonna have a 12th. What would you tell the people that they need to be in this building? I would say that.
Yes, the folks who are aspiring to be just like these individuals we're going to be celebrating tonight, just keep at it. I know it's tough. You have to keep your nose to the grindstone, but form those relationships. Join the Black Chamber. We can help network you with other people, and they can help you get to the next level.
The room is filled with some of the most influential people who have a positive impact in our community. Behind every great event is a great woman who plans it, duh. And I am standing next to the beautiful Keely, who is, I would say, the brainchild, the person that does it all. I mean, this is the 11th, but they're gonna be 12 and 13. So tell us, what keeps you going?
Oh my goodness, you know what? It's the nominees. When we get their submissions early in the fall, just reading their stories and seeing all the work that they're doing professionally here in Palm Beach County and also within the community. So we honor their leadership for professional and their community service. So that's what keeps me fueled, and seeing all those new businesses that are coming into Palm Beach County. So,
and you have a great team, I know. I want to make sure you give them their kudos too.
Absolutely. We have a great team of about 11, and some of them them have been with us since day one, 11 years, and then we've got some new ones that just came on board. So they do all of this. So and we get along great. So it's a team effort, absolutely.
Well, we are going to see the effort that has been put in place later, and I just am excited. And I'm your host, so catch me later in front of everybody that you'll see here in Palm Beach County. The best business here at the 11th Annual Ascension Awards.
South Florida Daily is on the move with PalmTran.
It's good to be a sports fan in the Palm Beaches. Did you know there are over 150 golf courses in the county? And year-round, you can access 47 miles of coastline for water sports like fishing, snorkeling, and scuba diving. And there's even one perfect week in February where 5 amazing spectator sports converge. It kicks off with the Delray Beach Open. Over 10 days, 60,000 fans descend on this beach town to see the best in tennis. Current competitors and fan favorites are both on site, and this is the only tournament in the world to feature the ATP Tour and the ATP Champions Tour players. I think you're going to love what we find inside.
I'm Mark Barron. I'm the tournament director for the Delray Beach Open. It's a place to be seen, and it's grown every year for the last 28 years. When you come to this event, it's a family event. It's really for all walks of life. We have Kids Day, so we have kids here all week long. People from out of the state and out of the country fly in. I mean, how can you beat it? This is Delray Beach in February. There's so many things to do when you're here. I mean, we have games to play, different food. It's a foodie kind of place also, if you're into foods. And there's specials and drinks and fruit drinks.
We're making the Delray Beach Open Smash. We get a couple of basil leaves, about a 4.5 count, 5 count of gin. Gonna lightly muddle them to get the flavor out. A splash of lime juice and a splash of simple syrup. Bada boom. Bada bang.
The only tournament in the world that has a 10-day event starting with the Champions Tour, which are your former world-known players who've retired and are still playing on the Champions Tour, and that's a 3-day event. And during that 3 days, which is the opening weekend, you also have the qualifiers. I mean, we have a tournament for qualifiers where the last 4 get into the tournament. It's really one heck of a weekend to start the event. And then Monday starts the World Tour event. The big guys known from all over the world, the top players in the world. It's so exciting because after you're here, you can walk down Atlantic Avenue and go see the beach. I mean, how can you beat that? Tennis has really built this city as a base. If you walk Atlantic Avenue anytime during the year, you'll hear 10 to 20 different languages. And it's due to getting this event seen around the world.
You arrive to the game. You show up to play. The excitement can be felt for miles. Crowds are heard as far as the eye can see. Where athletes can compete at any level, on any field. It's for the love of sport. The spirit of competition. The dream of making the ultimate play. Every point scored. Every finish line crossed. Every wave captured can be witnessed here. Whether it's your passion or your pastime, just bring your game to the perfect place. Visit palmbeachsports.com.
We are so excited. We now have opened the biggest exhibit ever at Mounts Botanical Garden. It's called Origami in the Garden, and we have 20 larger-than-life sculptures like this one scattered throughout the entire garden. The exhibit is done by artists Jennifer and Kevin Box out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and they create them based on origami designs that they have designed, and they've also collaborated with several master origami designers throughout the world, and they turn them into these outdoor sculptures that live here at the garden for the next 6 months.
Like these stories? Check us out on social at South FL Daily on Facebook and Instagram.
That's where we post those great giveaways and behind the scenes footage. Don't miss out. We'll be right back.
The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture. The Palm Beaches are filled with historical landmarks, and there's a story behind every one of them.
Let's adventure off to some landmarks in paradise.
Before making movies such as Smokey and the Bandit, Deliverance, Boogie Nights, and Cannonball Run, Burt Reynolds grew up in Palm Beach County. He went to high school just blocks away from the historic Palm Beach County Courthouse, and like most teenagers, got into a bit of mischief, including visits to Mar-a-Lago, at that time the home of Marjorie Merriweather Post and daughter, movie star Dina Merrill.
What we used to do in the summertime, when everybody was gone, we would go into the beach house and then open a door, go underneath the highway and up into Mar-a-Lago. And I remember years later I was asked to be shown around by Mrs. Post. And she said, "Let me show you around." Now this, I said, "I know, this was your daughter's room." She said, "How do you do that?" And I said, "I've been here before." And I didn't tell her why or how, I just mentioned it.
Palm Beach resident James Patterson finds inspiration from the natural beauty of South Florida.
It's as close to paradise as I think you can get on this earth. Since I've been here, my output has increased tremendously, so I'm writing more than I ever did, enjoying it more than I ever did, so Florida's been very good for me.
But Palm Beach County was not always yachts, mansions, and landmarks. It was a rugged place inhabited by various Native American tribes.
We know that Native Americans have been living in Florida for at least the last 14,000 years. Here in Palm Beach County, we have evidence for at least 8,000 years of occupation. We know very little about them. This is actually one of the last black holes of American archaeology. So little work has been done here that every day we're finding new things out across all of South Florida.
European settlers' arrival to Palm Beach County began when Ponce de Leon set foot on dry land, somewhere here in the Jupiter Inlet. The Jupiter Lighthouse is the oldest structure in Palm Beach County. It was urgently needed because of the ever-frequent shipwrecks. Thanks to a Quaker merchant named Jonathan Dickinson, we have a first-hand account of one such ordeal. In 1696, Dickinson set sail from Port Royal, Jamaica, with his crew and family, including his wife and 6-month-old son. On September 24th, a powerful storm slammed the ship ashore in what is today called Hobe Sound.
What made Jonathan Dickinson's journal so incredibly important is it's not just a mention on the map. It provides the first description of what contact period or early pioneer colonial period history was like here, what daily life was like. And he paints a pretty gruesome picture for most Europeans. They were shipwrecked after a hurricane, and they lived on the beach for a while, and then the Native Americans came and took them captive.
Subsequent pioneers settled in the area between Jupiter and Hypoluxo, which back then was called the Lake Worth region. Between the mosquitoes, unforgiving heat, and hurricanes that came with no warning, the early settlers were scarce on supplies and largely cut off from contact with the rest of the world. Supplies and necessities came, of all places, from shipwrecks. Even our palm trees were brought to South Florida by shipwreck when the Spanish brig Providencia ran aground in 1878 carrying 20,000 coconut palms. They were taken from the ship and planted as a cash crop. As the settlements grew, so did the need for mail delivery. However, with no roads or highways, a letter from Jupiter to Miami took 6 to 8 weeks. But in 1885, someone had a better idea.
We obviously had no roads, no railroad, no intercoastal waterway. It was a thick jungle in between. The solution to that was to hire one man to walk the mail down the beach to what is today Miami. It was a pretty brutal way to earn $600 a year.
The equestrian scene is buzzing right now here in Palm Beach County. The Winter Equestrian Festival is underway at Wellington International now through the end of March.
Missy Sullivan spoke with us about the ins and outs of the competition and why equine insurance is so important for horse owners. We're here in Wellington today, and I'm here with Missy Sullivan. She is director of the equine division at Flagler Insurance. Missy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell me about equine insurance.
Flagler Insurance has multiple divisions. I head up the equine division, which I have a fabulous team, I have to say, behind me. And we're based in Palm Beach on the island and entrenched in the equine world, and it doesn't get any bigger than here in Wellington. I've been doing insurance for 30 years.
And you're also a rider too.
And I've been riding for longer than that. I started riding down here in Wellington in 1980 when this all began, and actually this venue right here didn't even exist. It was across the street. So yeah, I've been a professional as an insurance person for 30 years. I've been a rider, doing the 100 jumpers for more than that, riding on the A circuit, been in the top 10 in the country in my division. I am super lucky that I have married my career with my passion. As an insurance professional, my technical skills are super sharp, I will say that, because of my commercial background. Because of my riding experience, I know that side of the fence and knows what happens as a professional, as a trainer, as an amateur. I know every single nuance that needs to be insured. I'm super involved in my clients' lives, and I do advise them on what they should and should not have.
And if someone's new and is getting equine insurance for the first time, what is it so important to look for? What can you offer that some other insurance companies might not?
Non-owned auto liability. A lot of people don't think about that as the agent. As an insured, you wouldn't know about that unless your agent told you. So non-owned auto liability is a super important coverage, not expensive, and if you don't have it, it's a big gap in a potential exposure that wouldn't be insured.
And can you elaborate a little bit more about that in terms of if someone's a new horse owner, what that means exactly?
So that would be for liability as a horse person or as a trainer. As on the mortality side, as a horse owner, the mortality is what covers the horses. So you kind of want to talk about how much coverage do I really need? What value or what limit should I really insure my horse for? It's a new horse, and you have a good conversation about that. You really have to know what you're talking about on a very, very technical level to properly have that conversation with your insured.
The clients that you have, how involved are you with the choices that they make?
My biggest thing is having the conversation multiple times a year, not just, here you go, Mr. Insured, and then that's it, it's on auto renew and you don't really touch it, you don't talk to them, you don't see them. That's how there's gaps in coverage, because things change throughout the year, and unless your agent stays in touch with you and is involved in your life, they're not going to know that, because an insured's not going to think, well, I did this or I did that. Oh, I didn't tell my insurance agent.
Exactly. And it's a live animal, the horses and everything. So you really build a relationship with your clients.
Oh yeah, I'm super involved in all their lives. I'm truly their advocate. I really care and genuinely care about them, their assets, their coverage, their horses, their animals. I go to the barn and literally I will show up at the barn and start bathing horses just because I love them so much.
Describe the energy here in Wellington and what it's like to be here for someone that's never maybe experienced the equestrian scene here in South Florida.
This year is an Olympic year, as we all know, and we're all #Road to Versailles. So the Olympic riders are here prepping for Paris, which is very exciting. And then I come here, well, to watch them. I love to bring people here that have not been here that much and you can really get up close and personal with the equine and the human athlete, and it fascinates people. I'll take them in this ring, the International Ring, come and do presentations on the weekends and watch my horses go, my clients' horses, and congratulate them. We're here on Saturday nights for Saturday Night Lights, which is fabulous. Everyone needs to come for that. There's shopping, there's restaurants, you have the VIPs to come to. This is the longest and biggest horse show in the world, even for people who do ride that have not been here. They come here. This is the goal. Everyone's like, oh my God, you ride at WEF, they call it WEF,
Yeah.
Winter Equestrian Festival. You ride there, oh wow, it's amazing. Even for horse people to come here at a certain level if they come from out of town. This is super impressive. It's the best riding in the world. It's just, there's nothing better. There's no better feeling in the world. And it amazes me how many people live so close and don't come here. There's so much for the family that even if you don't ride or have anything to do with horses, it's certainly a good lesson for the kids to come here and see what goes on. It's very inspirational to see the Olympic riders and the best show jumping in the world right here.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
The Palm Beaches is the epicenter for the ultimate equestrian life. Our Winter Equestrian Festival is the world's largest and longest running equestrian sports event. And that's not all. The National Polo Center in Wellington, one of the world's largest, attracts top athletes and spectators for world-class polo, festive field-side brunches, and non-stop fun in the sun.
This is my first time at a polo match, and it really is just a very different environment, and it's really fun.
Equestrian life in the Palm Beaches will focus on every aspect of the incredible equestrian lifestyle right here in Palm Beach County. From competitions, events, and training to trail riding and equine therapy. When it's winter everywhere else, it's equestrian season right here in the Palm Beaches. So get ready for some horseplay, Palm Beaches style.
Visit us online and at all Eldorado Furniture showrooms.
Thanks for joining us here on South Florida Daily. Another great show in the books, and we still have so many more places to explore. Tune in for another great show tomorrow.
And don't forget to follow us on social at South FL Daily on Facebook and Instagram. You can catch behind the scenes, giveaways, and more. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at noon.